Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today, y'all, I want to get into the kitchen, make some stuff, and talk about some things that we can make to have for dinner, like just easy, high protein, low points dinners we can make. But before I do that, I want to take a few minutes and just chat, just kind of hang out and visit, and I want to answer some questions that keep coming up in my comments. So I tell you what, before I get into all that, y'all go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I'm gonna find somewhere for us to sit and just kind of be comfortable and chat. I'm gonna try to get us outside and sit in the swingy chair. It's a nice day out, but it's Minnesota, so you never know what it's gonna be like when you get out there. So let me do that. Y'all go ahead and like the video, subscribe, do all the things. I'll get us set up either outside or over there or somewhere, and I'll be back and we'll chat for a little while. Oh, y'all, look at that beautiful blue sky. But unfortunately, like I said, being Minnesota, along with that comes this wind. Y'all see the trees moving? Ooh, that's right in my eyeballs. So I'm not gonna sit out here and try to fight with this wind to talk to y'all. So I'm gonna go back inside, I'm gonna get us set up, and we'll sit in there on the couch with the felons and talk about some stuff. All right, so that attempt at being outdoorsy didn't go very well, but we're inside, we're settled, we're kind of posted up, and we're ready to chat. Look at, can y'all see that felon behind me? Swiney. Anyway, so I get two questions often, and then one I just got recently, and I thought it was a good question, so I thought I would answer it. The question that I get the most often, and it makes sense that people would ask this question if they haven't already heard the story, is who's the intern? Like, why do you have an intern? Why is it always at your house? Why is your intern at your house late at night? Like, what is the deal with you and this intern? The intern is my man, and here's a picture, I will put it here, of me and the intern, or the intern and me. The intern and I have been together forever. He is, I gotta explain a little about who he is before I tell you the intern story so it makes sense. So the intern is a computer guy. He has a degree in computer science. I just call it computer things. And anytime anything goes wrong with anything, I ask him to fix it, and he fixes it. Well, and he's always helping me with stuff for the channels, like anything that I do. Y'all know I teach online all the time. And well, like that's my job, is I teach online. So there's all kinds of tech stuff that can go wrong there. He is my technical support, like first, last, always, hard stop. So he was helping me with something one day, and I guess I was being I say I was requesting things. He said I was being a little snippy. And he said, you know, talking to me that way, you may as well just call me the intern. And so then the intern was born. So that's the intern, is my technical support, but he is my man. He is my boyfriend. We've been together for 15 years, forever. So that's the intern. The furry felons. People ask why I call my dogs the furry felons, and it's because they're felonious, because they're always up into something, they're always running off, we're always looking for them. They're just bad, they're naughty, so they are the felons. They are the furry little felons. They're here now, but a few minutes ago, here's what they were doing while I was trying to get set up. They're outside just feloning around, looking for stuff to eat on the ground. And they're, just constantly looking for trouble to get into. So they are the furry felons. And then the other question that I got was what my story, my deal with Weight Watchers is. Like, did I have some big weight loss? Was I significantly overweight at one point and used Weight Watchers to lose weight? And the answer to all of those questions is no. So, and I kind of vacillated on telling this story, but then I was like, why not? We're honest, right? Why not tell this story? So, and I don't know why I feel like this is so shameful, because it just is, it's a thing, it is what it is. I used to be a smoker. I don't know that I ever really smoked a pack a day, but I was a pretty strong habitual smoker. It's been 15 years now that I haven't been smoking, but when I smoked, I didn't work, like I worked out some, but not a whole lot. And I just didn't eat a lot because I smoked. And smoking or nicotine is a stimulant. So, you know, my metabolism was faster. I was always thin then. And that was one of my concerns with quitting smoking, was I was worried that I would gain weight. Well, when I decided that I moved here to Minnesota to be with the intern. And when I decided that I was going to move here, I knew that I needed to stop smoking because I didn't smoke inside. And y'all, it's cold here. Like, it is cold here. And I knew that that just wasn't going to work. And I mean, I needed to quit smoking anyway, and that was just a good reason to do it. So when I quit smoking, when I made the decision to quit smoking, I was concerned about gaining weight. So I joined Weight Watchers as a way to feel like I had control of that. So I started working out then. I started doing Pilates. I don't know that I was doing it. I was probably doing it every day. I can't swear to that, but I was doing it a lot. Like, I was doing Pilates a lot back then. And so I started working out consistently, and I used Weight Watchers to sort of mind what I was eating to control my weight. And my weight went up and down as my discipline with following Weight Watchers has gone up and down. So, I mean, there have been times over the years that I've gained, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 pounds and then gone, ooh, I need to get that under control, and gone back to being more controlled with Weight Watchers. But so that is my story. I've never been significantly overweight, so I don't have like a fabulous like weight loss story to tell, but it was the Weight Watchers was the way that I felt like I could take control of, or like maintain control of my eating, so that I don't want to say so that I was able to quit smoking, but it took away that anxiety of losing control of my eating when I quit smoking. So I wasn't anxious about that, and I did actually quit smoking. So that's that. Those are my answers to those questions. Y'all, if you have questions like that, just drop them in the comments, and maybe like I'll collect them, and every once in a while we'll just sit down on the couch and have a chat. So that is that. That is over. I am done answering questions. So now I am gonna, y'all remember, I think last week I told you that my shruggy muscle, actually it was this shruggy muscle that was hurting, and I thought it was from lifting all those weights with Tunde. Well, my shruggy muscle is feeling better, and I said I was gonna take, well, I said a week off of, I said I was gonna take a week off of doing any like additional programs aside from the bike. Well, it's been a week, and I'm about to start, I think I'm gonna start Crush Your Core again. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The first couple of workouts are easy, and well, none of them are easy, but it's like they don't make you cry. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll get in the kitchen and talk about some things that we can, like easy things to make for dinner. And then I wanna make something. As always, I kind of know what I wanna make, but I don't wanna commit to it till I get in the kitchen, because I might change my mind. So let me work out, let me get in the kitchen, and we'll talk about some things we can make for dinner. All right, so I'll see y'all over there.
I wish I could leave my skin behind in this old rented room, float my way across the great divide and be buried in you. I've been looking far and wide for what I gotta prove, and putting peaks in my rear view. Well, it's colder here than anyone told me the South could get, and I took to staying up real late and smoking cigarettes. The cheap tobacco burns the way that bridge between us did, and I'm left looking at the glowing ends. But am I too far gone to be running home? 'Cause I'm longing tonight to be somewhere across that great divide.
Y'all, I did my ab workout, which was fine. And then when I was done with that, I was like, oh, I feel all like workouty. I should go jump on the bike. I mean, I shouldn't have gone and jumped on the bike, but I did. So then I did a quick little ride, and now I'm all like gassed and sweaty and gross. So sorry about that, but I still want to talk to y'all about some things we can have for dinner. And here's my deal with dinner. Sometimes I have like this big great plan for dinner, and like I get it started 3 hours in advance and everything's all planned out and good to go, and come dinner time everything's all done. But most days I'm running around, the intern's running around, I don't know who's going to eat where when, so I end up just throwing things together. And I feel like it's really easy for things to go wrong in that type situation. So I try to keep things on hand that I can either throw together quickly, or like that I don't have to think about it all, like that are already done that we just like pull out and eat. Now for the intern, it's easy. Like I can thaw out a pork chop and throw it in the air fryer, or like there are lots of good options to feed to him, because I don't know, I feel like being male and being bigger than me, he just doesn't have to be as careful about what he eats as I am. So it's easy to feed him. It's like feeding myself where things get a little dicey. So I want to talk specific. Now, I mean, there's a bunch of different stuff that we make for dinner kind of on the regular, but there are some specific things I want to talk about because they're easy to like decide quickly, throw together, and like make on the fly. So let's talk about those. One thing I want to talk about is ground turkey. So I've mentioned this, well, I mention this all the time. I use 99% lean ground turkey, and I keep it like on hand all the time. I don't have any in the fridge right now, but I do have some in the freezer. And here's what I do with my ground turkey. So, well, I do a couple of things, but well, okay. Let me see. This is why I shouldn't have gotten on that bike before I come and talk to y'all, because now I'm all like this. Talk about a few different things I do with the turkey. One is I make meatballs and like patties. So, and some of y'all know the story about the intern and ground turkey. He claims that like turkey meatballs aren't meatballs, but I don't know what he thinks they are. I do know what he thinks they are. He thinks they're zombie brain balls, but whatever. So I make ground turkey meatballs, and here's what I do. I'll take about half a pound of ground turkey to make my meatballs. And I start off by finely dicing onions and bell peppers, and I saute those together with some garlic, that like minced garlic you can buy, just like the big bucket of minced garlic. Saute those up and set them aside. Then I put my third pound, maybe half a pound of ground turkey in a bowl and mush it up some. Throw in an egg yolk. Mush that up together real good. And I mix a tablespoon of breadcrumbs with some plain unseasoned almond milk. Let that sit for a minute. Pour that in with my ground turkey and egg yolk, mush it up a bit, throw in the onions, bell peppers, and garlic, mush it up good. And then I'll form that into either 1 tablespoon size meatballs, or sometimes I'll make it into just meat patties. And then either way, whichever one of those I make, I stick them in the air fryer at 350. And I just watch them closely, because y'all, you do not want to overcook ground turkey, especially that 99% lean ground turkey. Because when you mix in like the meatball stuff, the egg and the breadcrumbs and all that, it makes it a little bit more moist. So it buys you a little bit of like lead time on the cooking, but not much. So do not overcook them. So cook them generally, I don't know, it's like 3 or 4 minutes, roll them around a bit, cook them a little bit longer, and then those are good to go. And the only points in that whole thing is that 1 tablespoon of breadcrumbs. So that's like 1 point for the whole thing. So when you eat it, you can count like a point for a serving, but unless a serving is a half pound of meatballs for you, or a half pound of meat like patties, turkey patties, and if it is, I ain't judging you, but unless you're eating that whole thing, it's not even a point. Anyway, so I'll make those, and I'll often keep those in the fridge because those are easy. Like the patties, I can make 3 or 4 patties out of a half pound of turkey, and then those are easy for a quick meal. Just take it out, heat it up, throw it on a carb-friendly bun, or even what I've done before, and y'all know my go-to for everything is throw it on some rice, black beans, and corn. So one of those patties on half a cup of rice with some black beans and corn. Even if you're counting a point for the patty, which is exceptionally generous, 3 points for half a cup of rice, 1 point for that patty, and y'all, that is a filling meal. So that's one thing I like to do with ground turkey, but my actual honest to goodness go-to with ground turkey is I'll just take it, throw it in a pan and brown it. And I season it real well with that anything but the kitchen sink seasoning from the Walmart that I use all the time. So brown my ground turkey, season it, throw in some either frozen or canned corn when the turkey's almost done. Let that cook down good. And I keep some kind of mashed cauliflower around, usually bird's eye, but whatever's on sale at the Walmart, I'll keep that around. So I'll heat up the mashed cauliflower in a bowl and then just pour that browned ground turkey and corn on top of it, mix it up, and y'all, that's a filling meal. And I want to say half a container of that mashed cauliflower is only like 3 points, and then the ground turkey and corn, of course, is 0 points. So all that together is 3 points. Or, I know, y'all know where I'm going, half a cup of rice and black beans, 3 points for the rice, no points for the black beans, no points for the ground turkey, and no points for the corn. Super, super filling. And with that, the only points are in the rice, of course. So if you're really hungry, add more black beans, add more corn, just add more of those, or throw in more turkey. Just don't add more rice. Or if you still have points to give at the end of the day, toast just some of that 45, I almost said 45 point. No, Danielle, 45 calorie, 1 point per slice bread. So have you some toast with your browned ground turkey and rice and black beans and corn. So good, definitely filling, and you'll be done eating for the day. So that's turkey. Now let's talk about fish. Y'all know I keep flash frozen fish fillets in the freezer. Now I'm not going to take them out because they're like all rattly. So I'll show you pictures here of what the bags look like. I keep tilapia and salmon in the fridge. Like I said, I'm not going to take the bags out, but I'll show you what the little fillets look like because they're so cute. So they're flat. Now look, listen, if y'all live somewhere where you can easily get fresh fish, stop judging me. Do not judge my flash frozen fish fillets. I don't want to hear it because this is what I have and I don't want to hear how lame they are. So this is the tilapia and it's in these like cute little envelopes. This is the salmon. And these are, of course, 0 points. So, in the best of all possible worlds, I plan ahead. I take a couple of these out of the freezer. I stick them in the fridge and let them thaw in a safe and comfortable environment. And then they're thawed and ready to go when I'm ready to cook. Y'all, that rarely happens in my world. So usually what I do is run a sink of water and throw a couple of these in there. They thaw in like 5 minutes and then I take them out of the little plastic envelope, dry them, and then put some of that anything but the kitchen sink seasoning on them. Put some tin foil on the grill, put some seasoned olive oil on that. Take the fish, put it out on the grill, let it go for a few minutes on one side, flip it over a few minutes on the other side, done and dusted. And there's nothing to clean, right? You put your fish back on your plate, you throw the tin foil away, grill's clean. And then I like this with, I know, black beans and rice and corn, or y'all, you can use these to make once you've grilled it, you can use it to make, so cold, fish tacos, fish burritos, so good. I'll take a tort, put some rice and black beans in that, some salsa, put some fish on it, roll it up, fantastic, so filling. And now you're getting points from your tort. So if you use one of those big mission torts, it's 2 points, or one of the little street torts, it's 1 point. And then of course I'll throw rice in there, which I'll measure out half a cup of rice, make some torts or tacos or something with it, and then I'm gonna eat the rest of that rice because I'm counting the points. So 3 points for the rice, 2 points for the big tort, 1 point for the small, like street tort size tortillas, but so good, lots of protein. The salmon, I do kind of the same way, just thaw it in the sink, grill it on the tin foil, and then usually I'll just eat that with black beans and rice. Yes, y'all, I eat black beans and rice with everything. But so that's those, super quick, super easy. I also keep flash frozen shrimp, and I'm not taking those out to show you, but same thing, thaw them, theoretically thaw them in the fridge. I never thaw them in the fridge. I just thaw them in a bowl of water. But as soon as they're thawed, I cook them. So they're not like sitting around at like, dangerous temperatures giving me like botulism or salmonella or whatever you get from skanky seafood. So I'll either saute those in a pan with a little bit of oil and, some whatever kind of seasoning, or throw them on the grill on some tin foil with some olive oil, just depending on how much I don't want my house to smell like cooked seafood. But those are great sources of protein, and then just throw them together with the side dish. Like I said, my absolute go-to is black beans and rice. You can do the mashed cauliflower. You can do, since you're doing a 0-point protein, that gives you all kinds of leeway for your side dish, right? Or your side dishes. Throw some corn on there, throw some green beans, some kind of 0-point vegetable, and you can eat not whatever side dish you want, but you can be a little more lenient, I guess, with your side dishes, right? You can eat maybe a little bit starchier of a side because that's where all of your points are going to be coming from for the dish. So anyway, those are some ideas. You can also use the shrimp for burritos or tacos, just, some kind of roll it up in a torte kind of thing. So they're super easy, super quick, and they're fairly versatile when it comes to throwing them together with other things. So that's what I really like about the fish and the shrimp. Chicken is, of course, another one of my absolute go-tos. Same kind of deal. You want to thaw it in the fridge. I never thaw it in the fridge. I always thaw mine in a sink of water. But so y'all may know, you've probably been around for this. Sometimes when the intern goes to Sam's, he'll get me the tenderloin, the chicken tenderloin. I know he's such a romantic. But generally I just buy chicken breasts. I'll take chicken breasts, just slice them up, season them real well, and then stick them in the air fryer for about 3.5 minutes on one side, flip them over, 3.5 minutes on the other side, and voila, quick and easy chicken fingers. Or you can do the same thing, but instead of slicing them, just cut them into chunks, toss them in some seasoning, toss them in the air fryer 3 or 4 minutes, move them around 3 or 4 minutes, and you've got chicken chunks instead of chicken fingers. And either one of those, I like to do like a whole bunch of extra, more than we're going to eat in a meal, and keep them in the fridge, because I will snack all day long on cooked chicken from the fridge. And I know, y'all, it sounds crazy, but that is snacking, but it'll keep me from like snacking. You know what I mean? Because the protein fills me up and it kind of levels out my blood sugar. So I'm not going for, shall we call them, less desirable snacks. So chicken is another one of my go-tos. And y'all, I don't know, honestly, at this point, I don't know what I have told y'all, because we've hung out at so many different points throughout the day today, but I want to make some chicken. And I was hoping the intern would be around to taste test it. And I think he knows I was hoping that. Usually he's in and out during the day, like while he's working. I ain't seen hide nor hair of him I didn't see him this morning. I ain't seen hide nor hair of him all day. So I think he's avoiding us. So we're gonna have to do our own taste test. But let me get off here for just a minute. Let me get set up. I wanna make that chicken. And y'all, can y'all see over there on the counter? There's a plate. Oh, it's over there. It might be out of your sight range, but there's a plate of those one-bite brownies that I keep around, and I'm down to almost none of them, which means I got to make brownies, which means I'm also going to make some hummus. So before we do the chicken, I want to put together a chocolate hummus, because I know we've done it before, but I just want to do it again and just show y'all how we make chocolate hummus. So that's going to be a quickie, because it's kind of violating what we're making today, because we're making dinners, not like desserts or dips or whatever. But it's such a absolute have to have it every day thing for me. I don't know. I just want us to make it together again real quick. So I'm going to throw together the hummus, and then we're going to make some chicken. So let me jump off here. Let me get another camera set up. Let me get all those things together, and I'll be back. All right, y'all. I feel like I need to throw a little warning in here. If you're weird about raw meat, you might want to skip this segment and jump ahead to the hummus, because we're about to go in on some raw chicken here. I think I said that we were gonna put together the hummus and then make the chicken, but then I was like, hang on, why don't I do the chicken, stick it in the oven or the air fryer, and then we can make the hummus while the chicken's cooking. So that's what we're gonna do. So y'all, I'm mostly making this up as I go along. I was gonna follow a recipe, but then I didn't love the recipe. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take some plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I'm going to put a good little dollop of yogurt in each of 3 bowls. Now I'm kind of stealing off of a Pioneer Woman recipe. I'm going to throw in some granulated garlic, just to gussy this up a bit. Throw in some pepper. Oh, that's a lot of garlic. Man candies, that is strong. A little salt. Now, the recipe calls for just part, so that's all like from the recipe because you're supposed to actually measure stuff. We ain't measuring nothing. The recipe calls for Parmesan cheese, which I have. But then I was thinking, the only points in this are from the cheese. So I'm going to make one with Parmesan cheese. But then I'm going to make one with some fat-free cheddar cheese. And I just found, well, I should probably look at this and see. I didn't inspect. I mean, I know this is fine because I use this a lot. I should have inspected this mozzarella before I brought it over here, but I have some fat-free mozzarella too, so. Ooh, no, that's green. We won't be using that. Dang it. But that's okay because I also, and y'all, I think this is going to be a bad idea. I'm going to go ahead and say that ahead of time. But I want to try to do something with some breadcrumbs. So I seasoned some breadcrumbs. I used some anything. I know y'all didn't see that at all. Oh, I have another camera here. Duh. I used some anything but the kitchen sink seasoning and some Italian seasoning. So, but I'm going to leave that set over there because, well, actually I can set it here now because my mozzarella was green. So, let me mix these all up. And the recipe, I seriously should be air quoting recipe, calls for chicken breasts. But I knew I wanted to do various things, so I'm using tenderloins instead. So, what I'm going to do, and this is about to get messy, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time, but y'all, I'm just going to use my hands. And I am going to coat these tenderloins with this fat-free Greek yogurt and cheese. And I think you're only supposed to do it on one side. But I'm going to stick it in the air fryer. So I'm going in. If this even remotely works out, if I do it again, well, we'll see how it goes, but the Parmesan went on much, much better. I'm guessing because it was ground Parmesan, like the Parmesan's really fine, and this cheddar is just shredded, so it's like long shreds. You can see it's kind of, I don't know. But so if I were to do it again, I don't even know if you can get shredded fat-free cheddar cheese, but if I were to do it again, I would, this is grossing me out so much I can't even speak. I would, take the cheese and just like put it on a chopping mat and just chop it up some to make the pieces littler. If you're all getting grossed out watching this, I feel ya, I'm getting grossed out doing it. All right, now for the breadcrumbs. I think, let's shift things a bit. I think I'm just going to roll it in this yogurt. So gross. And then dip it in the breadcrumbs. I don't know, we'll see what we get. Should I do, I don't know if I should do 2 breadcrumbs or just, that actually, y'all, that actually looks pretty nice. I mean, it might taste like a monkey's armpit, but it looks nice. So you know what, yeah, let's do 2 breadcrumb ones. So now you're supposed to bake them at 375 if they were chicken breasts, not tenderloins. Bake them at 375 for like, I don't know, 3 hours. Okay, not 3 hours, like 30 minutes, but still, who's got time for all that? So these are going in the air fryer at 375, and I'm gonna keep an eye on them while I make my hummus so that I don't burn them. So, oh yeah, you're supposed to bake them and then broil them to like brown up the stuff. Air fryer, here we go. All right, y'all, let's make this hummus. Now, y'all think the sun-dried tomato hummus that we made last week was easy? Get ready to meet that sun-dried tomato hummus's easy little brother, because this one is really easy. So I'm sure I mentioned last week that I cook my chickpeas. I know they're already cooked. I buy them in the can, but I just feel like if you boil them and then pull off that little husk that's on them, it just makes for a smoother hummus. So I boil mine for 20 minutes and then just like pull off those little husks, and here's what we get. So now this is 2 cans of hummus this is 2 cans of chickpeas, because I know I eat a lot of hummus. So I do 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, just the regular old Hershey's baking powder. I do 1/4 cup per can, so 1/2 cup of cocoa. And I use Splenda monk fruit sweetener. I'm gonna need to open my other container. I can tell already. I'm gonna go ahead and put in about 5 tablespoons and just start with that. And then I'll add some more to taste. Put in a little vanilla. Probably a couple teaspoons, maybe a little more of vanilla. And I'm going to go ahead and put in just a little bit of almond milk. Now, whatever kind of milk you use, that's what you use. I use plain unsweet almond milk. That's like the milk I have in the house. So that's what I use. And here we go. Y'all, the intern's here. We might can get him to try the chicken. Don't say anything. Hi, honey. All right, I'm going to mix this up. Y'all hang on. Did you hear that? He said, I'm just saying hi, I got to go. He heard me say he's going to have to try the chicken. All right, y'all give me 1 second. I got to talk to the intern. All right, he ran off. Here we go. So I'm just going to mix this on low, and then once it gets going good, I'm going to kick it up, and I'm going to gradually add in some more almond milk to get it to the consistency that I want. You can see it's mushing down nicely, but I can already tell I'm going to want some more milk in it, but I'm going to let it go a little bit. Just going to mix it down a little. Oh, I already like that consistency. I might be done with the milk. I don't even think I'm going to add any more sweetener to this, y'all. That's really good. And that's it. There is our chocolate hummus. And y'all, I will eat this on many, many things. I eat it on apples and bananas consistently. I eat it on, so if I'm having a chocolate craving, I will smear it on just about anything. I will put it on graham crackers. You can dip grapes in it. I've had it on strawberries. I'll put it on oranges, y'all. I will, like I said, I will put this on many, many things. So that's that. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna get this kitchen cleaned up. The chicken is still cooking, so I'm gonna let y'all go for now, but I will be back when the chicken's done and we'll taste it, all right? So y'all sit tight. All right, y'all, we have chicken. It smells really good. Doesn't look all that cute, but this is obviously the breadcrumb one. That's like the most normal looking one. I have high hopes for that one. This is the Parmesan and the fat-free cheddar cheese one. So let me grab a fork and let's just jump into these. I'm gonna start with the Parmesan. Look at my cheese all came off on my fork. Y'all, these cooked super, super fast in the air fryer. They only went for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes maybe. That's tasty. I think if I'd seasoned the yogurt a little bit more, it would be really good. Very, very moist, very tender. This one is huge. I'm not going to eat that big of a bite. Hang on. So that was the Parmesan one first. That's the one that has points. This is 0 points. That's really good. I bet if I'd seasoned the actual tenderloins first before I'd slathered all of that Greek yogurt onto it, I bet that would have gone a really long way in seasoning these things. So now let's try the breadcrumb one. Oh, look at that. Can y'all see that? I'm trying to get it to focus. That's nice. That's really good, y'all. It's very moist and very tender. I've been trying forever to figure out how to make some kind of breaded chicken fingers in the air fryer. This might be it. I'm gonna mess around with the Greek yogurt some, maybe add an egg to it and see what that does. Might make it completely disgusting and slimy, but it might make it better. But this, like so far, that's the one right there. The breadcrumbs are a tiny bit dry, but y'all saw I put a ton of breadcrumbs on this thing. So I'm trying to give you like a good look of what the crust did. That turned out good. So, and if y'all are sitting there saying, Danielle, we've been doing this for years. Okay, I have not. I feel like I just discovered something. So Greek yogurt, seasoned Greek yogurt, and then just breadcrumbs on it, air fryer, Bob's your uncle. I think I could get the intern would no sooner than the man in the moon, I think, eat the ones with just the Greek yogurt and cheese, because they kind of look like naked baby mole rats. Like, they're not cute. But these look like just plain old chicken fingers. And you can dip these in some Baby Ray's. Ooh, hang on. Now look, it's not sweet Baby Ray's, it's just Ray's. So it's the no sugar added. So it's still 0 point. Now, I shouldn't say still 0 points because, of course, the breadcrumbs have points. But this is not nearly as many points as a get it out of your freezer, stick it in the air fryer chicken finger. That's good. Now, y'all make me make bad choices. Hang on. Just a tiny bit. We're going to try just a tiny, tiny bit. So when the family's eating buffalo wings and you're not willing to give up 4 points for one buffalo wing, try this. Y'all, that's good. It's hot and my face is about to melt, but it's good. So I'm gonna get out of here before I embarrass myself. But y'all, those are my quick and easy, high protein, Weight Watchers friendly dinner ideas. My air fryer's still going. I know you have ones that you keep around that you use all the time. Let us know in the comments. What are your go-tos? Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.